which I'm going to show you in a second. And I want to answer the question, how do you create a sleep sanctuary so you can go to sleep real fast, real deep, having a great night? Because, as you know, quality sleep, the better you sleep, the better you're going to perform the next day. The sharper your mind's going to be, the better you're going to feel, the more work you're likely to get done. And also, your body's going to be better. Studies show that if you're getting less than 6 hours sleep, if you get less than 6 hours sleep, you're more likely to be overweight. If you get, hey, Dr. John Berardi, grateful to have you on here. Also, Lorenzo is on here. And we're just talking about sleep. I've got one of my main fitness mentor, health and fitness mentors, Dr. John Berardi, just joined this. Got a lot to thank Dr. Berardi for, so grateful he's on here. It's made my day. We're talking about sleep. What does sleep do? Well, the deeper we sleep, the better we feel, right? We feel great the next day. But also, studies have shown that the deeper we sleep, the better our memory is. The better that our cognitive function is the next day, we're better problem solving. And if we get it increases our chance of being overweight. Less than 5 hours sleep increases our chance of obesity. So what I'm going to teach you right here is how to create your own sleep sanctuary so you can get to sleep fast and you can get to sleep deep. Okay? Now, this is my apartment, so I'm going to show it you in a second. I've had to turn the light on. I usually have it off because my apartment is the sleep sanctuary. I'm keeping the light on so that you guys can actually see, because you won't be able to see anything otherwise. And that's the reason why I've got these orange glasses on. These are actually blue light blocking glasses. And what are blue light blocking glasses? Well, see these artificial lights that we've got up here? Boom, artificial light. The artificial light that I've got from my phone, artificial light that I've got from my laptop over here, well, they emit a certain light ray from the spectrum called blue light. And our brain thinks that the blue light is the sun. Our brains think that all these artificial lights are the sun. So when the sun goes down, if we have all these lights on, our brain's like, hey, the sun's still out, stay awake. And this is actually a real big problem today. It's really stopping people from sleeping. So because the problem is that the artificial light stops your brain from producing the sleep hormone melatonin. Okay? It actually stops your brain from producing the sleep hormone for up to 4 hours. I've got to say I'm a little bit off because I wasn't expecting Dr. Berardi on, so I'm getting a little bit nervous today. I'm usually on it on these calls, but anyway. So naturally what happens, the sun goes down, it's dark, so our brain's like, hey, sun's gone down, let's get ready for bed, let's start producing melatonin, let's start getting sleepy and go to sleep. Now melatonin's got some functions in the body. First of all, it helps you to get sleep faster and deeper. It's also one of the most potent antioxidants that we know of. So it actually keeps us young, keeps us healthy. It actually helps our brains recover faster so that when we wake up in the morning, we can think sharp, our memory is good, and we're feeling good. Now the problem is, when we look at these artificial lights, your brain's like, shut off the melatonin. We don't need it. You need to stay awake. It makes you feel awake. So if you've ever been on your phone at night while in bed and just feel really buzzed and wide awake, it's because the phone's emitting this type of blue light which keeps you awake. That's why recently your iPhone, you may have noticed if you've got an iPhone, that it has a night shift mode. Night shift makes it go a bit orange colour, orange like these glasses, and it's the orange colour blocks out the blue light. I've got Jack here who says it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK and we're having a chat about sleep. You're on the right Facebook Live here, Jack. I hope you've got night shift on if you are on your on the phone. I've got an iPhone. Dr. John Berardi, get a good night's sleep. Appreciate it. I know you're on the East Coast. It's about time for sleep. So it's best that we avoid these artificial lights because if we do, we'll sleep easier, we'll sleep faster. So I'm going to turn this around, and you have a messy apartment, and it's messy because I live here. I'm going to turn this light off a second. Now, if you're using candles and even red lights, it isn't going to stimulate your brain, so your brain's going to start producing melatonin, and it's easier to get to sleep. I'm going to turn this light on again. Okay. So a key to sleeping well is when the sun goes down at night, that you avoid these artificial lights by either wearing something like these. These are Swannies, blue light blocking glasses, so they block the blue light. So you can wear some Swannies when you're out, or put candles around. Look at this. This is a bathroom. The candles make it really relaxing. And you can even get orange or red bulbs, which do not keep you awake. It makes you feel relaxed and helps you sleep. So orange bulbs and candles. I believe candles are best because it's something very relaxing and it doesn't stop your melatonin, so you can get to sleep better. So I highly, highly recommend candles. That's step one to having a good night's sleep. Just make your home a sleep sanctuary. Some other things that are important is actually the temperature. So when you're going to sleep, apparently having the temperature around 67 degrees can help you sleep better. Lorenzo, they're not special bulbs, they're just orange and red bulbs. Same with the Christmas tree, we've got orange bulbs. Jack, have you got an iPhone, Jack? Because if you've got an iPhone, you'll be able to change your the settings to night shift mode. And night shift mode, blue light from the screen, so it's not going to stimulate. It's not going to shut down your melatonin production as much. It'll help you sleep. Cool. All right. So what have we said? To make it a calming environment. Oh, you have got an iPhone. Well, if you've got an iPhone, go to the general settings, display, and then you should see something that says night shift. Turn night shift on, and then I recommend you change the settings so it goes from sunset to sun up, or whatever, sunset till dawn. It'll do it automatically, because we ideally want to avoid these artificial lights when the sun goes down, because our bodies, we're made to run off the sun's time. It's called the circadian rhythm. So when the sun goes down, that's when we want to avoid artificial lights. All right, Edward, that's a good candles. Big. So that's one way to turn it into a sanctuary, with candles. Another thing is, as I said, getting the temperature to about 7 degrees. Now, another thing is actually avoiding these phones and electronics after a certain time. If you was going to go to an exclusive spa, an exclusive sanctuary, and you wanted to relax and really chill out and get calm while you was there, you probably wouldn't bring your laptop on your phone. You probably just leave all that behind. You might bring a nice book to read. You might want to relax in a nice warm bath. You want to just calm down, relax, chill out. You might want to meditate. You just want to calm down and relax. You can create that every single night. The more you relax before bedtime, the better you're going to sleep. The faster you're going to sleep, the better you're going to sleep. So I recommend that you pick a time to turn off all your electronics. Yes, including your phone. Turn off all your electronics at a certain time so you can relax the body, feel nice and calm, and get to sleep. So for me, my personal cutoff is 2 hours before I go to sleep. I recommend that 2 hours before you go to sleep, you just shut off all electronics. Now that might seem like too much for you. You might be used to watching YouTube videos in bed. I understand. In that case, I recommend 1 hour, at least 1 hour before you go to bed. turn off all electronics and do something that's relaxing for you. Could be reading a book, might be meditate, might be having a warm bath, whatever's relaxing for you. Just remember that the more relaxed you are before you get into your bed, the faster and deeper you're going to get to sleep. If you're all stimulated, you've been watching the UFC or something, which I do sometimes. If I'm watching the UFC, it's going to be very difficult for me to get to sleep because my brain's all over the place. Or if you're playing computer games, or if you're really working hard late at night, it can be difficult to get to sleep because your brain's thinking a lot. So 2 hours before you get to sleep, I recommend you have a cut-off time. There's a cut-off time for electronics. Now, I've got a lot of people on here, a lot of friends. I've got Brian, hey Brian. Augustine, great to see you here. Augustine, David Lyon in Canada, great to see you. So if you've got any questions about sleep, now's the time, because I'm going to be on here a little bit longer before I turn my phone off. Another thing about sleep, it's super duper important that you actually enjoy your bed, that you've got a very comfortable bed and you've got a very comfortable pillow. Not all pillows are made the same at all. Okay, not all pillows are made the same, so make sure you have a pillow that you really, really enjoy. I myself have got a buckwheat pillow. I love it. I used to have a what's the other pillow called? It's like one of those. What's that other? It's one of, you know, the mattresses where it fits around your body when you sleep on it enough. It's like a memory foam pillow that works really well. Going to sleep, going to bed should be an enjoyable experience for you. You know, you should be able to get into bed, feel really nice and comfortable, and enjoy it. So I recommend that you get the nicest quality bed that you can afford, the best quality bed that you can afford, the best quality covers, the best quality. That's it, Tempur-Pedic, thank you. That's it, thank you, Lorenzo and Augustine. Yeah, I recommend that you invest in a high quality bed. Invest in high quality bed, invest in high quality pillows. Don't just go to Target and get whatever sheets and whatever pillows and whatever bed. Take your time to think, like, what's most comfortable for me? Find what's most comfortable for you, so that every time you go to bed, you can experience a sanctuary experience. You can feel really nice and relaxed. And just enjoy like the spa experience. Okay, so I'm bringing you back into my bedroom because there's a couple of other things, really important things that you must know. The first thing is, make sure that when you do go to bed, it is completely black. Your room's got to be completely black. When I first met my my fiance Keziah, when I was lucky enough to see her room at some point when we first met, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I'll tell you why. Because I was in this room here, and the light from outside. Let me show you this, how much light comes from outside. What do you think about drinking water before sleep? Does it help or not? Good question. If you're really dehydrated, it can be difficult to sleep. So having some water can help. But of course, if you have a lot of water before you sleep, then you're going to be waking up to... So let me show you this. So this is outside the apartment. We're in Los Angeles here. We're in sort of like Beverly Hills, South Hollywood area. And there's a lot of construction over there, as you can see. Now, when I first came and saw Keziah's room, there was so much light coming into the room. So much light. I was shocked that she could even with all the light. You want the room to be as black as possible, as dark as possible, because that will help you sleep deeper and faster and deeper. So if there's any light in your room, do whatever you can to get rid of it. Put some blackout blinds, and Augustine's got something here. We've got a friend here called Owen who uses garbage bags over the windows. Yes, garbage bag work really well. Augustine, just a little bit ugly. So I recommend blackout blinds. You definitely want to make sure that the room you sleep in is dark as possible, as dark as possible. So check your bedroom and make sure it's dark. If it's not, as I said, get blackout blinds and do whatever you can. If you've got any electronics in your room, ideally you take them out of your room, because you want your room to be a sanctuary. There's only two things you should be doing in your room. That's sleeping and having sex, pretty much. Sleeping and sex. Because you want your brain psychologically to attach your room to a nice, calm, relaxing environment, so that when you walk through, let me show you there, when you walk through the door into your bedroom, your brain subconsciously thinks, oh, it's bedtime, it's time to go to bed. It will do that if you only have sex or sleep in your room. If you're on your computer in your room, if you're doing work in your room, if you're on your phone in your room, your brain's going to associate work with your room too, which is going to make it more difficult to sleep. One of the worst things you can do is do work in your bedroom or in your bed. That's even worse, because you're psychologically attaching work to your bedroom, and it's going to be on your mind. I'm going to close this curtains here, get my blackout curtains in, so that there we go. Excellent. Alright, one final thing to create your own sanctuary when sleeping. So we spoke about the light. What are some other polluters that stop you from sleeping? What are some other polluters from your sanctuary? Stop doing your work in your room, Lorenzo, get out. What colour should the room be that's more relaxing for the body and brain? That's a really good question, Edward. I haven't really looked in the... That's a really, really good question. I'm sure the room could have a certain colour to help you more relaxed and to help you sleep. I'm not sure. Maybe you can Google it for me and find out and let us all know what colour. I'm going to move on to the other pollutant. So imagine you creating your own sleep sanctuary, which is your bedroom. That is your own sleep sanctuary, so create that. Another pollutant is noise. Noise is a pollution. So if you've got a lot of noise, like we do, because we're here in LA and they've got a busy bloody street outside that's 24/7 going off, there's a lot of noise, and that's a pollution, especially when you're trying to sleep, because ideally you just want absolute quiet or sounds of like the rain or the sea or something very relaxing. So I didn't get the sounds of the rain or the sea, but what I did do was, because I live in LA and the air pollution's terrible, is we got a air purifying machine. So this is an air filter. It takes all the pollutants out of the air, and you might be able to hear it. See if you can hear it. It makes a humming noise, which is like a white noise. And by having this white noise, it actually drowns out the sound of the cars outside. So if you're in my room with the air filter on, you won't be able to hear the cars outside. So it drowns it out. So if you've got a noise pollution and it's a lot of very noisy outside, get something to drown out the noise. Either an air filter does a job really well, or play some relaxing sounds, like the forest sounds, or I know ocean sounds are popular, and sounds of rain, but anything to drown out the noise that's keeping you awake. Very, very important, because remember, your bedroom's a sleep sanctuary, and the more you make it into just a sanctuary, a very, very wonderful, relaxing place, the better your sleep's going to be. So what have we said so far? So the first thing, do you meditate before you sleep, Mark? Sometimes I do. What I definitely do before I sleep is I sleep with my fiance, so what I do is I'll go over the day with her. Well, I'll like tell her about my day, and she'll tell me about hers, and I'll tell her everything I'm grateful for that day. So it's sort of like a prayer, you know. I'll just think about everything I can be grateful for, what happened, and I'll, you know, I'll just say out loud what I'm grateful for, and then she'll say it what she's grateful for, and while she does that, I don't meditate, but I sort of like visualize the life that I'm creating and what I want to happen in the future. I'll just go over it all in my head and feel good about it, and by doing that, it makes me relax and feel good. And I must be asleep within, like definitely within 10 minutes of going to bed. So that's what I do. I usually meditate in the morning and the afternoon. Sometimes I do at night. Yeah. So a big thing again at night is making sure the temperature is good for you. Studies seem to show that we sleep better around 67 degrees. And that just encourage all of you to create your own sleep sanctuary. First of all, with candles and avoiding these artificial lights. Second of all, make sure the temperature is good for you. Again, it seems that the colder temperature helps you sleep. Third thing is having a cutoff electronics. Ideally 2 hours before you plan to go to sleep, shutting off all your electronics, especially your phone and laptop. If 2 hours isn't going to work for you, 1 hour minimum, because remember, you've got to allow your body to relax, your mind to relax. You sleep better when you're in a relaxed state. So give yourself time to relax at night. What was the fourth thing? I think the fourth thing was blacking out your room. Make sure it's absolutely black, dark as hell, so you can get to sleep. And then if you've got noise pollution, having something to drown out the noise. And then taking time out to do things that relax you at night. Maybe it's a warm bath, maybe it's reading. Whatever works for you. Just remember that you deserve a good night's sleep, because if you sleep well, the following day you're not only going to feel good, you're going to perform better, your brain's going to be on more, your memory's going to be better, you're going to learn better, you're going to be more creative, you're going to do better things. Also, physically, your testosterone levels are going to be higher, your growth hormone level, I think, are about the same, but your testosterone levels are definitely going to be higher, you're going to feel better, and you're going to lose more fat. Thank you, Edward. Yeah, find out about what colour the room should be and the lighting for better sleep. And Quincy, shout out, man. Missing you at Jiu-Jitsu, bro. Looking forward to having you back. We'll have to do some rolling over the Christmas period. And yeah, I'll stay on another minute or so. So any questions around sleep before we go? I've got these red bulbs in my room just in case I need a bit more light firepower at night. The orange bulbs don't shut down your melatonin as much. I'm gonna turn that off. There we go. Alright, well, I think no more comments, so everybody enjoy a good night's, no eating before sleep at all. Ideally it's a couple of hours before you go to sleep. Some people actually feel better if they eat before they go to bed. Okay, we've got some comments coming in. It depends. I'd say ask yourself, like, what works for you. Does it work for you when you eat? Some people do better when they just have fatty foods. Some people do better when they have carbs to sleep. I'd say see what works for you. Good night, Diego. Should we avoid reading non-fiction before bed? That's a really good question, Jack, because that can stimulate your thought process. I think it's up to you, Jack. Test it, experiment. Maybe you'll be fine reading non-fiction, and maybe you're better off reading fiction. You got to test that one. All right, good night, everyone. Get a good night's sleep, and turn off your phones real soon if you're planning to go to sleep right now. All right, bye bye.